On a sweltering 100-degree day in mid-July, I traveled to the town of Niantic, Connecticut, home of Three Bells Marina, located on peaceful, protected Smith Cove. Three Bells, a boating local sponsor, is a full-service marina that offers an array of boating amenities that make it almost seem like a private club. The immaculate marina has a fuel dock, indoor and outdoor rack storage, a launch ramp with cleaning station, grills and picnic tables, a deli, a well-stocked ship store, and a pool. Three Bells is also an authorized Hobie dealer and carries a full line of Mirage Drive kayaks and gear. The facility is owned by the energetic, hands-on couple of Toby and Libby Russ, who bought the marina 6 years ago and set about a complete renovation. We caught up with them before hitting the water. You guys have owned the marina now for 6 years, is it?
That's correct.
Yeah, and what are some of the upgrades you guys have done in that time?
Well, when we came here 6 years ago, we really felt the place was a diamond in the rough. It had been quite run down over the last 30, 40 years of its existence, so it was an opportunity to rebuild. And after coming here and seeing the potential with the private Smith Cove that you can see behind us, and direct access to Niantic River in 10 minutes from Long Island Sound, we really wanted to grow the size of the marina and establish a mission where we became the marina of choice for anybody on the Northeast Connecticut shore.
Right. Yep. And you guys offer fuel, both gas and diesel?
We do. We sell Valvetech fuel.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a rack building for indoor and outdoor rack.
Yeah.
We have what's called dryland trailer storage, which is an interesting concept where we have people in designated spots on their trailer with their boat, and they can leave it there, use our launch.
Mm-hmm. That's a great idea.
I mean, our objective was really to cover all the price points so that we could cater to any type of boater. So we have shallow draft moorings, which are the cheapest form of access to the water here in the marina. And then, as Libby said, the dryland trailer boats is then next in line, then outdoor valet rack, indoor valet rack, and then finally wet slip. So no matter where your interest lies, we think we've got a spot for you.
Right. And so what is the mean low water depth coming in here?
Average is about 4.5 to 5 feet, depending on which part of the cove you're in.
Right.
As you move to the outer part of the cove that you might be able to see in the distance here, it can get as low as 2.5 to 3 feet. Mm-hmm. So our moorings are truly shallow draft moorings for small scale power boats generally, although we do have at least one cat boat out there.
Right. Okay.
But the channel is maintained at 5.5. So, and our boat happens to draw 6 feet, and we've come in at dead low and never had an issue.
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
Now, the area is also a great kayaking venue as well, and you guys sell Hobie kayaks, and you have a lot of people launching out of here and exploring the river.
Well, more and more. I mean, it took us 4 years to get the Hobie kayak dealership, but we really wanted it for exactly the reason you mentioned. It's just such a great kayaking area. You know, with the access to the river such as it is, and there's great wildlife in the area. 2 winters ago, we saw an eagle snatch a seagull right out into the middle of the cove and tear it to pieces right in on the ice. So there's great wildlife, and it's a great place to kayak. And so we established the Hobie dealership last summer, and it's just beginning to get traction now. And as people figure out where we are, we think we'll do quite well with the kayak.
Well, where you are it's a gorgeous location right here. It's really, really beautiful on Smith Cove, and you've got a fantastic property.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, that's great. Well, let's take a little ride in the skiff and go explore some parts of the river and maybe venture out into the sound and cool off on this 90-degree day. With the temperature soaring, we climbed aboard the Three Bells whaler and headed for the river. Our first stop was Oswegatchie Hills, just north of Smith Cove, a popular swimming and picnic spot among local boaters. Wow, this is a beautiful stretch of the river, Toby. What are we looking at here?
Well, we're north up the river, about halfway up, and this is a protected area right in here, about 15 feet of water, so it's in a great anchorage. So on the weekend, you'll see, you know, a half a dozen to a dozen boats all anchored here, swimming, and the kids will be jumping off this rock right here, which they refer to as Indian Rock. And the water temperatures, because of the tidal nature of this, get up to 78, 80 degrees in the middle of the summer. So it's just a phenomenal place.
Yeah.
To anchor, do a picnic lunch, and do a little swimming.
Right. You can go and anchor up or swim into the beach up here.
Yep,
and just hang out.
Yeah, you can. A very good anchorage in here, and as I said, you'll see plenty of boats right in here. On any given weekend. We're lucky enough to be here during the week, and there's nobody around.
Oh gosh, it's like you're in the middle of Maine or someplace.
Exactly right.
I'll be doing that. Monitoring the health of the river are members of Save the Hill, Save the River, and the Millstone Dominion Power Plant, who analyze water samples throughout the year.
It would be, little by little.
While the river, like most waterways in the Northeast, is feeling the effects of nitrogen pollution from land runoff, it remains a great place to swim, boat, and fish. After touring the upper river, we turned around and headed south. Near the mouth of the river are 3 more marinas, including Port Niantic and Boats Incorporated, both offering transient slips and service and within easy walking distance of downtown. On the opposite side of the river, in the town of Waterford and just above the inlet, is a huge 3-lane state launch ramp. It offers plenty of parking, but can be a real circus on summer weekends. Russ's advice? Launch early. Entering Niantic Bay, we pass below Old Nan, the old railroad bridge currently under repair. So this behind us here is Old Nan. That's the Amtrak railroad bridge, and that's currently under construction. How's that going?
It's going very, very well, actually. We're 2 years into a 3-year project. And the attendants of the bridge have become very, very cooperative. And it'll be terrific when it's done, because after the end of next summer, we'll have 100-foot width versus the 40 feet that are there now.
Yeah.
So the progress of the bridge has come along quite well. There's been almost no interruption of service whatsoever. They do the work at night, and for the few closings that they've needed to do during the day, they've done it in the wintertime.
Oh, that's terrific. Well, I'm glad to hear that they're being cooperative and attentive to the boating. After entering the bay, we headed west, getting a close look at the shoreline revetment project currently underway before arriving in front of Hole-in-the-Wall Beach. So behind us, Toby, is the famous Hole-in-the-Wall Beach, right? Because there's actually an entrance that takes you right underneath the train tracks, right?
Exactly. The beach is not accessible other than that hole in the wall going right underneath the train tracks.
Yeah.
And as a result, it's not a very well-known beach. So you can come here, and as you can see, there are not that many people generally. It's got nice sand, and it's pretty peaceful, except for the occasional train that goes by.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Adjacent to Hole-in-the-Wall Beach is Mccook Point Park, which affords an excellent view of Long Island Sound. The park also features picnic facilities, a playground, and a popular bathing beach. Continuing west, we ended our tour in front of the venerable Niantic Bay Yacht Club, an informal club that offers sailing lessons and transient slips and moorings. With our tour concluded, we made our way back to Smith Cove, wishing we could have bottled some of that sea breeze.
Okay.
Hey Toby, thanks a lot for the tour of Niantic. And boy, what a great location. You guys have, you're so close to the sound, and then you've got the upriver stuff. I mean, what a great place.
Well, thank you, Tom. You guys have been terrific guests. I appreciate you coming all the way down to spend some time with us. You're absolutely right. I mean, Three Bells Marina here in Niantic is equidistant between the Connecticut River and the Thames River. We've got Fisher's Island, Block Island, Montauk just outside our front door, and some of the best fishing in the Eastern Seaboard. So,
wow, it's got a lot of stuff to recommend it. Well, thanks a lot, Toby.
Thank you.
I'm Tom Richardson for Boating Local. Thanks for watching.